going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode of IMHO. I'm Kelcey. Across the desk from me, filling in for Lang Whitaker, is John Roser with the slow wave, apparently. It's the first IMHO of December. Roser, we always talk about every other team on here in the NBA, but let's hone in now on the Memphis Grizzlies. A lot happened in free agency in that first week. A lot has happened on the Western Conference. So when we look at the Memphis Grizzlies for next year, what's one thing that you want to see this team do?
Well, for this year, because technically they're going to start before the new year. We hope.
The 2020-21 season. You knew what I was saying.
I know what you were saying. Yeah, because, the players are back. They're doing, two guys working out at a time. They're going to start 5-on-5, or full training camp later this week, we think. But all the guys are back in here. I mean, I clearly, if they're going to reach their potential, the biggest thing is Justise Winslow and Jaren Jackson Jr. have not shown that they can play a full season of basketball yet without suffering an injury. Jaren's rookie year, he suffered that massive thigh contusion, I believe it was right after the All-Star break, and he missed the rest of the season after that. Now, he probably could have come back later in the year, but at that point, the team was so bad you didn't really want to risk further injury. But then in the bubble, he suffered the torn meniscus, I believe against the New Orleans Pelicans. And then Justise Winslow's never played more than 50 games in an entire season. And so what I'm not saying is that both of these guys can't miss games, but if the Grizzlies want to reach their full potential, those two guys cannot miss a chunk of games during the season. We don't need those players missing 20 games.
That is the first thing that I had written down as well, was Justise Winslow. I do see him as a big factor this year, so I have it written down. 11 games last year. A few years ago, only 18, and it's because of those big injuries. I feel like he is that perfect piece right now that the Grizzlies need, attacking, kind of finishing at the rim. He's a big body, 6'6" at the power forward with a 6'10" wingspan on the defensive end. Plus, I feel like he comes into this with he has that kind of Duke chemistry already with Grayson and Tyus winning the championship. And then he's also had so much time to bond with the guys in the bubble, whether he wasn't playing, but he bonded with them, and he was here all offseason working out with Jaren. So I think that would be my, if I had to pick one, obviously I want Jaren back healthy, completely 100%, 72 games. How many games?
Yeah.
But I feel like Justise is that that piece.
The other thing too is we already know both of them are not going to be there to start the season. So when they do come back, can they keep it to where they're both healthy the rest of the way? We already know they're going to miss some time to start the season.
Okay, and now here's my last question, and this is a way too early prediction, but whatever. Happy December, everyone. It has just been predicted kind of online in the internet world verse. I'm so weird that the Grizzlies are in that 10th spot in the Western Conference right now when it comes to the playoffs and the play-in game. What would you like to see, and do you think that's a fair representation of the Western Conference?
I mean, look, this is all based on where you are health-wise, because I know what they have the Warriors right ahead of us too, as 8 or 9 or something like that.
Klay.
Yeah, and so we know the Warriors would be top 4 if Klay Thompson hadn't suffered his unfortunate Achilles tear. So, look, this is all based on where these teams are health-wise right now. Obvious things will change, but yes. And I think when you see what the front office has done, they are clearly taking a long view to this. When the players and the ages that they are on this team, they're looking at 2 and 3 years from now, and not just this next upcoming season. But the Grizzlies surprised last year, so I see no reason why they cannot surprise again. I think the other thing to look at with them is look at all the players they have under contract right now. There's another move to be made in there somewhere. They've got 20 guys under contract. There's a move to be made at some point here, and I think it'll happen before the season starts.
Okay, so depending on that move, I mean, this year they were 34 and 39, so we'll see. It's always that play-in game, though. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot up in the air right now.
And look, I feel like we saw Ja in that final game, that play-in game against Portland, and we saw when the lights showed, when they were the brightest, Ja showed up. Yeah. So you've always got that guy, and he can go out there and drop 35 points, 13 assists, 4 steals. We know that he can do that when the lights are brightest.
All right, well, like I said, a lot up in the air. We're 1 week through free agency. The season is, at least we're in the month that the season's starting. It feels crazy to say that, but here we are. Wishing health on everyone in the NBA, not even just the Grizzlies. Yes. I'm Kelcey. That's John Roser. You can get more on grindcitymedia.com. We'll see you next week.